howdy, hey, happy Saturday night, and welcome to Disney Night Live. We are live here on Saturday, June 7th. It's 8 p.m. Eastern, and we got a lot to get into tonight. We're live all over the place, social media, but as always, let's talk about our friends at dmagicworld.com, which is the best streaming Disney music station out there. You want to hear a little word from our sponsor? Here you go.
Visit dmagicworld.com and request your favorite Disney music. D-Magic World. Non-stop magic every day.
That's right. Non-stop magic every day.
Welcome to D-Magic World. Your place for magic at home, at work, or wherever you are. D-Magic World. Non-stop magic every day.
You heard them right. Nonstop magic every day. dmagicworld.com. Please check them out. Tell them we sent you because we want them to know, that you found them through us and how much we love them. And hopefully you love them too. So please check them out. We are going to go do our show shares, and then we're going to talk about a bunch of different things. We got future expansions coming to Disneyland Resort. We've got Pison Peaks news in Magic Kingdom, Walt Disney World, and we'll also talk a little bit tonight about how long would you wait online for your favorite attraction? How long is too long? What's worth waiting for and maybe what isn't worth waiting for. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. I'm going to get the show shares done, and we shall be right back. And we're back. Welcome back to Disney Night Live. And I guess a little technical difficulties there. We're waiting for Mike and Becky to join in. But we are live here on Saturday, June 7th. We got a lot of great things to talk about tonight. And I hope we can get through it all because we have so many different topics to talk about. Again, we're going to talk about the new announcement, the news at Disney's Pison Peaks coming to Magic Kingdom in Walt Disney World. We're going to talk about future expansion plans for Disneyland Resort. And we're also going to talk about how long would you wait? So I'm just making sure that we're up and running on everything here on social media. And yeah, looks like we're good to go. Maybe not. We'll see. Well, anyway, hello to everybody tuning in tonight. I see we've got Lily in the audience. Hello from Michigan, says Lily. Hello to you, Lily. Hope everything is well. And we're waiting for Mike and Becky to join in, and they'll be here shortly. And other than that, yeah, so let's dive into it. Well, let me go over a couple things first here. Hi to T9. I see T9 is tuning in as well. If you're commenting, remember I can't really see your comments in the Facebook feed because of the whole streaming thing, but I can see them through YouTube. So I think we're good to go. Mike and Becky, thumbs up. Yep, they say they're good. All right, they're good to go. There they are.
I was waiting, and I was like, "You're like, we're waiting for you to join." And I'm like, "Wait a minute, I'm here. I don't know what happened." I was like, "Maybe we should go back out."
You're like,
I'm like, "I'm here. Do you not see me?"
No, that's not, but because I thought you were waiting for Mike to come back, and you're like, "Hey."
He quickly tried to make a cup of coffee, but hey, everybody, sorry for the mix-up.
Right. Welcome back, Mike and Becky. That's all good. Yeah, I miss seeing Kim on the show too. She's actually hanging out with her mom, stopped by for dinner, and they're going to watch a movie tonight, Lily, and hang out with Colton. Yeah, maybe one day we'll get her back on the show. You know, she spends enough time with me. She probably doesn't want to do the show with me anymore. That kind of thing. I'm trying to see if I
got
can
enough of you, huh?
Yeah, she's got enough of me. Oh, there we are. So, let me lower this volume on this end. There we go. Now I see us on Instagram Live. Hello to everybody that's tuning in there. I just wanted to go over, sometimes I forget about this. So again, dmagicworld.com, our sponsor. Check them out, please, as I talked up front in the forward. Also want to let you know there's a new episode of the Disney Night Live podcast. It's out today. Last week's episode is now out as an audio. And also that I'm a travel advisor for Travelmation, and I like to specialize in Disney. Getting you to your magical destination, take the hassle out of the castle for you. So check me out at DavidPicciano at travelmation.net. I can help research the destinations, explain the options, find the best promotions, book the trip, and help you plan all the way through, whatever you need. Aloha, Steve Seifert. Hello to you. Mr. Steve Seifert, the Tiki Man himself, popping in. Let's see. I'm going to see if I can see any more comments here. All right. Looks like we're up and running on everything, so that's great. I figured maybe we'll talk quickly about the this week, the future expansion of plans at Disneyland. So that came out, and Becky, you said before we went live, you had not heard.
I didn't hear about that at all.
So let's pop that up here from Disney Parks blog. I love this site. They have so much great information on here. Do we want that? No, we want this. There we go. All right, cool. All right, so this week, June 5th, published future expansion plans for Disneyland Resort. This is exciting stuff because an all-new parking structure and transportation hub coming to the resort area. So plans are underway for a new parking structure and transportation that's going to be built on the east side of the Disneyland Resort. From what I hear, they're bringing back the old Disneyland sign to go here. So this is new parking and transportation hub. It's going to feature a pedestrian bridge over Harbor Boulevard. which I guess is really good news to Disneyland folks. Steve Seifert says heading there in 2 weeks. That's exciting. Still haven't gotten out to Disneyland, but one day we'll get there for sure. Let me see if I can pull up. I think I actually have. Do I have it? Oh, I thought I did. I did. It's a pretty. Oh, here it is. Oh, so that's the background there. I'd have to make that the overlay, but that's the Disneyland sign in the background there of our feed. That I think they're bringing back. So that's really cool. And also, the enhanced parking, transit, and arrival offerings are the first step in their next phase of construction to prepare for the future growth and welcome more guests because including 2 new attractions, there's going to be double the size of the Avengers campus plus the new Coco theme ride and Avatar destination, which is super exciting. It's about time they get those things over at Disney's California Adventure Park. It's a multi-year construction of the new arrival experience. It's slated to fall to begin in fall of 2026. So here you can see some of the artist rendering of the Coco attraction that's going to be going in there.
I wish we could get one of those in Disney World.
Yeah, no, I really loved Coco. I don't know.
Me
You guys,
too.
right? Yeah. Great movie.
It really is. I mean, I don't know. It just hits you in all the right spots. You know, it's a great movie. It's a great story. It's beautifully drawn, and it hits you in the feels where it needs to. It's great. It's a great one. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know
yeah,
anybody who doesn't. That's the weird part. Like you don't hear. So, for example, I'm not a huge fan of like Encanto. I don't think it's terrible, but I it's not my favorite Disney movie.
Right.
But you know, there are things where you could say, okay, this isn't my favorite. I wasn't a big fan of this one, but I have never heard anybody say they hate Coco or just,
No.
you know what I mean? It wasn't their thing.
Yeah,
It's
I've
a
never
good
heard
movie.
anything bad about Coco.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It really hits you in the feels. I mean, I
Mhm.
really enjoyed Encanto as well, and I like the music from there. But
Mhm.
I would put that behind Coco.
Yeah, me
So,
too.
yeah. So this is the artist rendering updates on the location for the Coco attraction. So as they continue to add new experiences to the Disney California Adventure, they get excited to share the upcoming attraction. Themed to the Pixar Animation Studios Coco, it's going to be built near Paradise Gardens Park and Pixar Pier. So in that area, predominantly backstage, construction of the attraction is set to begin backstage this fall. And here's an artist rendering. Hello to Married to a Disney Attic on Instagram. How you doing over there? Avatar
That's a cool
experience.
name, I have to say.
Married to a Disney Addict. I know if this person
That's
didn't have it,
cool.
that would definitely be something you should have.
For real.
Right? Yeah, that's a good one. There's some really good ones.
David, do you know when that's supposed to finish up?
I was
When
just going to
they're
ask the
supposed
same
wrap that up?
thing.
So we're going to be there
Oh,
in
the-
2027.
The Coco?
Yes. We'll be in Disneyland,
It's
California.
slated
and
to-
Hawaii.
So it's slated to begin in fall of 2026.
Okay.
You've got to
Maybe.
think that's going to take
Maybe.
at least a year.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Let's see if it's further in the article. So, so this is updates on the Avatar experience location details. Additionally, they're looking forward to transforming a portion of the current Hollywood backlot area into the Avatar destination in Disney's California Adventure. So this looks like to make way for the new experience, Monsters Inc. Mike and Sully to the rescue is going to close early 2026. It's funny. They're closing their Monsters Inc. and we're getting it in Hollywood
And we're
Studios,
getting
right?
it, yeah.
Yeah. One person's trash is another one's treasure, I guess.
I really feel like, honestly, if they expanded the Avatar by us, you know what I mean? I would be down for that. I mean, I love that area. I just think it's so small.
It's beautiful. It's my favorite. I think it's my favorite space in all of Disney World.
Mhm.
In a park. And you're right. If it were bigger, that would be great because I would just I would sleep there if I could. I love it in there. you know.
I wish that, my only like issue with it is that because the park doesn't stay open so late. Like when it first opened, we missed it, I think, the first year, but we went the very next year or a couple months after that. And it was open at night, and I was so excited. And the pictures we got were just so rad. They were just so cool
Oh
that they
yeah.
had like all that iridescent blacklit type stuff, and it was just phenomenal. And then every year since then they closed down before it got dark. I'm like, what the
They
heck?
close it early. I know.
Yeah.
That's why I timed out. They have extended evening hours until from 6 to 8 p.m. In our trip, and so Animal Kingdom is one of the nights that's 6 to 8 p.m. during our trip.
Oh,
and
perfect.
so yeah, I think we have a Tiffin's reservation that day. Is that actually?
Nice.
Maybe we're not at. I think we're at Animal Kingdom. Let me look at the calendar on Kim's birthday, 22nd. I'd have to look at the plans. Yeah, but we're I think we're eating at Tiffin's actually for her birthday.
Nice.
Yeah, but I mean, this looks cool. This is definitely a different look to Avatar than what we're used to at Disney World. And it says, go ahead.
Does it say anything? I mean, like, is it themed similarly, or is it going to be like through like the Way of Water?
So the
like
project's in its early stages of development, and additional
Okay.
details are going to be shared later. So they don't actually have anything on like rides or attractions or what. So it's just the beginning of the exciting growth here at Disneyland Resort. They look forward to sharing more information about all of these projects in the future. So it doesn't say either when it's gonna open, and I have to think this is going to be pretty expansive as well. So probably even more than a year. So if that attraction, Mike and Sully, closes in early 2026, year and a half, 2 years, maybe, on a Disney timeline, we'll see.
That'll bum me out if we miss that, honestly.
I know.
Because it's like, when I didn't know it was coming, it didn't bother me. But now that I know it's coming, I'm going to be like, darn.
Especially when you just miss it.
Yeah, because I can be 100% honest with you. I don't know that we'll ever get back to Disneyland again. This is going to be our bucket list trip. We're doing Disneyland and then Hawaii, and so I don't know that we'll ever get back to Disneyland again.
You'll get there.
Maybe we'll have to. Maybe we'll have to make it because of this.
I like Mike's attitude. You gotta be hopeful. You get there.
Yeah, listen, this is a total role reverse, because I was always the one that was like making excuses to get to Disney and making excuses to get, to have a trip planned or whatever. And he was always the one like, no, let's not do it this time. Like, let's go somewhere else. And it's just over the last, I'd say 2 years, it's been like a flip somewhere in there flipped over on him, and they'll be like, he'll say something and I'm like, seriously, like, really? Actually, no, I know when it flipped was when my mom, I told you about this, when my mom offered to take my boys to North Carolina, and we had a weekend, we had the week for ourselves, and then I like seriously just joked like, oh, we could make a trip to Disney, and he's like, can we? And I was like, and I'm thinking, no way, it's July, I'm not going to Disney. It's crazy, it's hot. And then he's like, if we can make it happen. And I was like, well, we do have points. He's like, do it. And I was like, I couldn't believe it.
I said, book it, let's go. I don't care. I didn't care if it's 120 degrees. It's summer, it's Florida, it's going to be hot. We all know
it's going to be hot, right? Exactly.
So,
that was the flip right there. He was like,
yeah, it was great. Just so
yeah, I mean, and I think a lot of people don't realize there's so many things that you can try to do to help mitigate that hot, your time in the sun, how hot you are, or taking breaks, right? Like, so again, I mean, we found out early on our first summer trip to Disney World, shift things around. Kim's like, we're changing everything. Like, her miss change plans 2025. She was everything to nighttime, pool during the day, breaks. A
lot of ice cream, a lot of Dole Whip.
Yeah, right. Yeah, a lot of
hydrating. Pool, drink a lot of water.
Right.
I find too is if you don't make it to too strict of plans either. Like, you can have plans. Obviously, you want to have plans because
Right.
Disney's just not Disney if you don't have planning done. But don't make your plans so like set in stone that you can't move them around, because you just can't. Some days you're just not feeling it, or it's too it's too hot, or you don't have a headache, or you just, the heat really does play tricks on your body. So as long as your plans are movable, you're good to go.
Yeah, Lily, I was looking at the UV umbrellas, and also they have ones with built-in fans now that mist, and they're USB chargeable. I started looking at those on Amazon. Those look really cool. I recently got
those fan hats.
There's a fan hat with right. Yeah, there's an umbrella that you fill with water, and it has fans in there, and it'll mist on you and block the sun. So there's so many different things. Like, actually, I punched into Amazon. It was like Disney Essentials or something, and it just started coming up with like things you would want to bring, But yeah, I bought Colton this little tiny fan that opens up. It has 2 speeds on it. It's a USB, it charges, but it also doubles as a power bank and then has a flashlight on it. So, he can carry that around for himself, cool himself down. And then, you get the frog tog towels or, whatever. But yeah, there's
it rains and you can stand outside for 5 minutes. So
right. Yeah.
You're good for 2 hours.
Yeah. Which is great too. That's a whole nother thing. Like, we were there in the summertime once. We were at Epcot and it rained, and it's just, it empties out. And then it's like, okay, we have this to ourselves. No one in Epcot, you're walking around. It's like insane to be there, like, kind of by yourself. So, but yeah, let's see, let's dive into, quickly. Let's talk about the Pison Peaks, announcement. So, another announcement this week, which was exciting, is Pison Peak National Park. It's going to be built in the story of Frontierland. As always, some people are upset, some people are excited. I think with these plans, people's excitement went up a bit because now we have a sneak peek into Pison Peak. And if you see this artist rendering, you can see Tiana's Bayou Adventure and Big Thunder Mountain in the background there. And it's like, I'm trying to get my bearings here because the Rivers of America and Tom Sawyer's Island is coming out for this, right?
Right.
But the way this looks on the map, it looks like the water on the top part is where you would kind of normally walk to. Right. To Tiana's Bayou Adventure in Frontierland. So, I think it's just the rendering, and we'll have to see how this all looks when it's done. But it does look interesting and fun, and I like the fact that we have a name.
Yeah, me too. And I think too, this is kind of it's not like a typical artist rendering that we usually get. So I think eventually, once it starts to get further along in the planning, they may give us a better idea of how it looks. I think this was made to obviously kind of look cartoonish, Cars Land-ish, just to kind of give you a little teaser. So I'm hoping that they give us a little bit better of a artist rendering, because like you said, it's a little confusing, but maybe the other one will be a little bit more pertaining to the intricate and pertaining to like the actual areas that it's going to be in.
Right, like the real layout, because so some things that are exciting about it is, number one, I see what kind of looks like a cone. And if you know Cars Land and Disneyland, they have the cozy cone, and they have the cozy cones that you could eat, and it kind of looks like a cozy cone almost shape. Or unless it's a really poorly drawn mountain. And the other thing is, there's a lot of water in here, which tells me, because people were upset they were getting rid of the Rivers of America. And this shows a lot of water. So it looks like they're going to incorporate that.
Yeah, maybe.
So, because you could see Tiana's Bayou Adventure up top with the waterfall there, but the rest of the water belongs into Pison Peaks. I'm kind of turned around here on how this looks, or maybe we're getting
maybe it's like backwards.
Yeah, but because if you look
like mirrored,
right, that's what I'm thinking, because the water should be on the other side. So maybe that is it, because
over toward Haunted Mansion, right?
Right. Yeah. So let's read into it. It says cars from around the country are fueling up to be the wildest racer in the wilderness. Of course, we know the fans are curious to see how exciting new backdrop for the big rally. The big rally race will fit into the water's landscapes and storytelling at Magic Kingdom. So they actually mentioned the water. They're excited to share Pison Peak National Park. So that looks really cool. Says Western Ho crossing into new frontiers at Magic Kingdom, and it has a backstory on it. Let's see. So they're going to, as they pass from Liberty Square to Frontierland, starting with architectural influences from upstate New York and colonial America in Liberty Square, before traveling to Berry Fun Concert in Northwoods. That's cool. A stop by New Orleans at Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and ending at the Arizona Bluffs at Big Thunder Mountain. So they're incorporating those attractions into the scenery.
Kind of like an around the world type thing, you know, like that's kind of neat though. I mean, although my only thing is how fast is it going to go? Are you going to be able to really, like, if you're on one of those rides, like, are you going to be like, oh, look, it's Arizona, or oh, look, it's you know what I mean? It's Louisiana.
Yeah, we don't know if it's going to be like, you know, Cars Land and the ride in Cars Land in Disneyland, where it's almost like a fast track. It gets really fast at the end.
Well, so the different videos I've seen of them, I've heard it is going to be on a track, but it's going to be, if they're mimicking rock climbing, like what is it called, Mike, when the Jeeps rock climb? Is it called rock climbing?
Oh, like
off-road. Yeah. So that's how they're mimicking. So they have, like, they're taking the cars, they're actually taking real cars and putting sensors on them, and then doing a rock climbing so that it can show exactly
some off-roading stuff.
Nice. Yeah, from what I go ahead, Mike.
I mean, it's no surprise that I'm not a real big fan of this whole project at all. But I think with the incorporation of, like, the water and stuff like that, I think it kind of keeps some of the traditional look of that area. You know, it doesn't take it all away. But and with the off-roading attraction, so
right. Yeah,
like they're doing something. You know, they're upgrading that area to a degree.
Yeah, and from my understanding, that all the yellow is where the cars will go. But again, like, you know, we were saying, it looks like it's mirrored, so it's backwards, right? So if you flip this around, there's buildings back there that would be on the other side where Rivers of America is. So maybe it'll be like somewhere to eat, also keeping some of that Tom Sawyer's Island adventure aspect to it. Let's see. So it says, imagine an awe-inspiring wilderness filled with the towering trees, snow-capped mountains, breathtaking waterfalls, roaring rivers, and impressive geysers. While fictional Pison Peak is inspired by Rocky Mountain area and the history and iconic sites of the American frontier and its national parks. You're going to get to explore the Visitor Lodge, Ranger Headquarters, trails, and more, all set in Disney and Pixar Cars universe. You're going to see buildings fit naturally with surrounding majestic landscapes. There's architecture called Parkitecture, which was developed by National Park Service. I'm just trying to see if they talk about any other details. From the outside, the trees are going to provide that. Soaring geysers. Okay, cruising just around the bend. As work revs into high gear this summer, the Rivers of America, Tom Sawyer Island, and Liberty Square Riverboat are going to close July 7th. So that will be closed down. That area is going to be, like, quiet, other than Tiana's, you know, Bayou Adventure, right? All that back there will be closed.
Well, I was going to ask you that, so this is probably a good time to ask your opinion. What do you think? So that area always seems very congested to me already. Like now, it just is
Right.
always, you seem to get into that area and it's like jam packed with people going to
Yes.
Haunted Mansion or going, wherever they're going up to Splash Mountain or when Big Thunder was open. Do you
Mhm.
think this is going to make it like once this area is open? Do you think it's going to be like an area that's just going to be flooded, kind of like Toy Story Land, where it's very very congested and busy all the time?
Yeah, I'm hoping this opens it up because you're right. Like, regardless of which way you come into that area, right? You can go along the water or through
Mm-hmm.
Frontierland, right?
Mm-hmm.
It gets to that point, that bottleneck before
Yeah.
Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and it gets crazy
Mm-hmm.
there because you've got lines expanding out and people just standing around. So hopefully it opens it up and maybe
And the parade comes out there too.
Mhm.
right, the parade comes out there, so that creates more of a mess.
You have
Mhm.
Pirates on one side and then Haunted Mansion on the other side. It's going to
Yeah.
be right in the middle.
Yeah.
So it's going to be kind of a crazy section of Magic Kingdom. You know what I mean?
It already
Yeah.
is.
It already is. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
And now
Unless
you're going
they
to add
open
some
it up
more
a
in
bit.
the one. And
Maybe.
now you're going to add another attraction right in the middle there, where it's like the only real quiet spot in between like Pirates and Haunted Mansion. So
Right.
that used to be a quiet spot, but now it's going to be kind of crazy.
Oh, it's good.
There you go. There you
Yeah,
go,
this
David.
is the video you were telling us about, right? Yeah. So
It's supposed to feel like that, like an off-road kind of type of deal,
right. So they've been testing
like
this.
rock crawling and stuff. It should be pretty cool.
That's right. So I did see this a while ago and totally forgot about it. Yeah, so this gets into like what the cars will look like in that story, but that story's been out for a hot minute. So yeah,
Looks
there's
fun.
a lot to it does. There's a lot to digest. But I'm excited for it. Listen, I love the look of that area, but I'm always excited for change at Disney, Disney World. I always say that. It's not, Walt said it wasn't a museum, so it can't stay the same. And things are going to change.
I like change on certain things. Sometimes I wish they'd keep
Right.
a little bit of things. I mean, to me, it's like they have a lot of area that they're
Yeah.
not even touching. It's like, I
Right.
love these ideas and I love these new things that are coming, but I feel like it should be like in addition to, not take away what we have.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, we're paying our prices that we pay. We all love Disney, so we're willing to put that price tag out there and
Mhm.
pay for it. But can you give us a little bit more instead of taking what we have and then replacing it?
What we grew up
Just
with.
just
Yeah.
put it in addition, because some people really really love nostalgia, and some people really really don't do well with change, and some people absolutely love change and love new
Yeah.
things. So get us to both the best best of both worlds, because we're paying for that. I mean, we are paying a pretty penny for these
Yeah.
tickets, and we're paying more. And to be fair, I mean, we know that it's been shown that people are buying the premiere passes, and so we're
Yeah,
all
the
putting out
multi-pass.
a big amount of money to come to Disney. So
They
Right.
have the space too.
yeah, and they do have the space. So that's my thing. I do love the change, and I'm very excited for those things to happen. I kind of wish it was in addition to and not
Right.
replacing.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, they look for footprints that'll fit into already existing to take it out. And it's like, okay, so I mean, I've never been on the boat. I've watched the boat go by, right, in the rivers of America over there, right? I don't know if you guys have done that.
We have,
Of
yeah.
course.
Right. So, I've never done it. I've gone to Tom Sawyer's Island twice, which I thought was great. But I don't know. I don't, when you think about Tom Sawyer's Island too, like, there's really nobody on it cast member wise. So it's not like it's taking up any thing for them other than space.
Right.
And the boat, and that just really adds a nice scenery and the noise of the horn. And but yeah, it's kind of like their thing. They're building beyond Big Thunder with that expansion, which is nice that they're not taking something else out.
Yeah.
So we'll get some new area.
For Rowan, it was nice because it gave him just a break from all the madness and all the people in the parks. It just gave him 10, 15 minutes just to kind of shut the noise off in his mind.
Right.
and just kind of recharge just for a second.
It is it's a very cool space in Magic Kingdom to get to, is Tom Sawyer's Island, and go explore. And like you said, just get away from the crowd, the noise, while you're still in Magic Kingdom. So,
yeah, even if it's for 5 minutes, 10 minutes,
right.
It's worth it.
I'm sad about the Liberty Bell boat, but I mean, this is no secret on the show. I've already said I don't like Tom Sawyer's Island. I think it was so boring.
Right.
So to me,
I like it.
Yeah, to me, it wasn't that. I don't care about that going away, but I did like the Liberty Bell.
Maybe they'll keep it on that waterway because it's on a track, and maybe because there's water, so maybe the boat will be there still, and you could still get on the boat and take so we'll see. I mean, we always have to wait to see what the final plans look like.
Yeah.
Another thing that closed down today is Muppet Vision 3D. Today's the last day for Muppet Vision 3D, and Pizza Rizzo will serve its last pizza. I believe the doors have been closed. So for me,
Mama
no
Melrose.
loss there in the Mama Melrose.
That's
no. Well, yeah. I know a lot of people love Mama Melrose. I never ate there, but the pizza is no big loss.
Yeah, Pizza Rizzo
right. And Muppets, I know a lot of people, it's near and dear to their heart. But it's going to make way for Monsters Inc. area and a new attraction that looks really cool. So again,
that looks awesome.
Yeah, it does look awesome. I mean, people really weren't going back there. I know people always flock to these things when they're closing. They're like, "Oh, I can't believe it." But it's like you weren't going on Muppets Vision 3D like that often. You know what I mean? Like, and when you look in the theater for a show, there was like 30 people in it. So I get it, but let's not panic. Their goal is to bring more people into an area and fill space with bodies because, nobody's in Muppet area, and then you go into Galaxy's Edge and everybody's there, or Toy Story Land. So you got to spread them out. Got to spread the bodies. Yeah. But yeah, and so I thought another thing we could talk about tonight is waiting in line for an attraction. And waiting in line, I guess, for your favorite attraction. How long would you wait? How long's too long for an attraction? I guess just any attraction. Yeah. So, Mike, that was my question to you. So, your favorite attraction in Magic Kingdom, Walt Disney World, Peter Pan?
Yes.
What? Hey, Colleen. What is like the maximum wait time you would do? Like just regular standby? You wanted to ride it? An hour? 45?
An hour.
A true hour.
True. Yeah, a solid hour. Yeah. Maybe more. Yeah. Maybe 90 minutes.
Yeah.
So I know when we went, just the two of us, it was closed down, and I was not happy about it.
Yeah, that was when they took it down for the refurbishment where they changed the scene with the Indians and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was not pleased.
No, it is a fun ride. Always has.
I do like it. The only thing I don't like is it's like, what is it, 45 seconds or something like that. They could leave me on it. They could leave me on it and let me ride it like 3 or 4 times, and then I would wait two hours. But
yeah,
I'd be okay.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's kind of like somebody built that ride in their attic or something, and like when I'm on it and you're flying, I'm kind of like, I hope this car holds us, But they do it, and it's a good ride. Craziness, like on the line, it's always got a big wait time, but I would definitely wait an hour for it if I had to. I don't think a Disney hour is a lot less than a regular hour. You're waiting in line, you're talking, you're watching things going on. So it kind of goes by quicker, I guess, time for me there.
For sure.
It does for me too, because I'm usually on my phone looking for like the next attraction or making another reservation somewhere.
Yeah. Booking another lightning lane.
Yeah, like I'm in a full-on panic because Kim's trying to change stuff.
Change plans after it's been installed for like 3 months.
Yeah. We're not eating at Space 220 tonight. It's just I just decided right now it's too expensive. I'm like, okay, Did you look at the menu? I'm like, yeah, 17 times I watched vlogs on it, and I booked it 6 months ago. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's where you're eating, Kim, right?
Yeah. No, she canceled it last trip.
I was gonna say, oh, that's how
We
it
did
works.
too. We canceled it too.
Yeah, we did
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yep. It has gotten pricey.
I
and
do
think
wish.
that- go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I think it's on one of the things that like people are saying it's like a one and done for them or something that it's not doing well. So
Yeah. I was with the Peter Pan thing. I was gonna say I do it. My wait time probably would be an hour, but it's not my wait time because it's my favorite ride. Like I would wait the hour because I know it's his favorite ride.
right.
You know what I mean? But I don't hate the ride. I think it's a really cute ride. It's one that I want to do every single time. But it always baffles me on how long that wait is for Peter Pan.
I know.
Because, I mean, if it was
look at
Disney,
It's a Small World.
Well,
they have 2-hour wait times on that ride all the time, and people will stand in that line to ride that ride.
For that,
and it's a bunch of creepy dolls that for a lot of kids probably gives them nightmares.
It gives me nightmares.
It's like I don't know. I don't see the appeal. I mean, I like the ride and I go on it every time I'm there, but I don't really see the appeal over some of the other rides like Pirates or Haunted Mansion. You know, there's those three: Haunted Mansion, Pirates, and
Peter Pan.
Peter Pan. Those I'll wait.
Right. Haunted Mansion. I mean, I mean, Becky, what's your? So let's say Walt Disney World. What's your favorite attraction
In the whole world?
in the whole Walt Disney World? Yeah.
Flights of Passage.
All right. How long would you wait? Because I would say that's probably my favorite as well.
It's mine.
I would wait forever. I would wait at least 2 hours, if not more.
Yeah.
What was our time last time? Was it close to 2 hours?
It was, yeah.
That was one I couldn't get a lightning link for. And I was like, I don't care. I'm waiting. And I would. And to me, it's worth every minute you wait. And it's not outside. You're not waiting under the sun. It's cooler. It's like, it's long. It is what it is. But I mean, it's also to me worth it because it's not 45 seconds long. You know what I mean? It's a longer ride. Experience. So
it is. Yeah.
Right.
So that's by far my favorite ride. And I would wait. And I would wait if they like close down and we're like, well, we're not sure. I would even be like, I don't know that I'm going to leave the line.
Yeah, we'll just sit there. Right. Just move all the way up to the front after everybody bails and just sit on that hard concrete floor.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, there's been twice we've been on it that he wasn't able to go on it for one thing or another. And I was literally like heartbroken for him.
Out of all the parks, out of everything, even over Peter Pan. And I don't know. I've just had this stomach thing that goes on every time we're in Animal Kingdom. I don't understand it, and it's just like
I think it's the heat. Honestly,
I don't think it's the heat. I think it's the food.
Yeah.
It's just something my body doesn't agree.
Right. Yeah,
and I don't know what it is, but every time we stand in line, in that particular line for that particular ride,
it's like every time.
It's like some switch flips in my body and just says, "No, I'm just going to ruin your entire day." So it just doesn't go well.
What is there something you're eating in Animal Kingdom like whenever you're there that has like a spice or something in it because there's like different foods there?
No.
All right.
The first time we thought it was the pork.
Yeah.
That's what we thought it was the first time. But then the next time it happened again and I was like, what the heck? That's why I think he's dehydrated. That's personally I think he's dehydrated. That's what makes him sick.
So here's 3 things Dr. Dave's going to prescribe to you. A little liquid IV, right? Mix that up. An Imodium and maybe like an anti-nausea. And then you're good to go to ride Flight of Passage. Maybe a day later, it's all going to come out somewhere else, like at Epcot, but you know.
That's okay.
He's no problem blowing up the Epcot bathrooms.
Right, yeah.
Absolutely no problem.
Morocco will never be the same.
No, it will not.
No, Flights of Passage cannot
it's so pretty.
Yeah.
Flights of Passage, that would be mine that I would say.
I would do a solid 2 hours for Flight of Passage, no doubt. I would, Go ahead.
Navi River too. Navi River.
I was going to
too.
say,
There's,
yeah, I would wait.
there's really never a huge wait for that, right? Maybe
No.
45 minutes.
No, it's longer than that.
Is
but
it?
Yeah.
Sometimes, but that goes by quick.
It does. It seems like they've got that really, really well, like a well-oiled machine. It's just the line might seem long, but it's constantly moving. So
well, it's because it's like it's a constantly moving. You know, it's boat after boat. It's not like one boat that has to wait. Like, you know what I mean? So I think that's why it goes
almost like living with the land. It looks like they pump a lot of people through.
Yeah, living with the land moves so fast. I mean, people are like, "Oh, it's got no wait time. It must suck." It's like it's actually a well-oiled machine that just runs boats through there. You know, and the same thing with Navi River. So I would sit on Navi River. Plus, it's really neat in there. I like the whole area of like being in.
I know.
You know, Pandora doesn't bother me at all.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. It's just beautiful to me.
It's your happy place.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. Animal Kingdom in general, and then that space. It's just the music, the Nomad Lounge, Tiffin's, the whole area back there. I love so.
It's awesome.
Yeah, really, they did a great job with it. Trying to just Peter Pan. What? Just on a general ride, like just say maybe Haunted Mansion, like. What's too long to wait, or how long would you wait? Like half hour, 45 minutes, or how long is too long
for Haunted Mansion in specific?
Let's say Haunted Mansion.
I'd wait an hour
because it's not my favorite. I know a lot of people. It's like it's beloved Haunted Mansion, right?
We kind of feel like we have to hit those three.
You have to, right?
It's a must. It's we're going to Magic Kingdom. We're hitting those three every time, no exception. Mm-hmm. If it's 2 hours, 2 hours, and 2 hours, well, then we have this much is the balance of our day because we're hitting all three of those without exception. So it's right. I mean, I would say an hour.
Yeah.
Before we book a
lightning lane.
I
probably an hour for Haunted Mansion for me.
Right. 45 minutes.
Maybe 45 minutes. Yeah, 45 minutes to an hour.
That's one that I feel goes pretty quick too. Because the line will be all the way out to,
so it just keeps
rolling. It'll be all the way out to what's that with Liberty Square?
Mm-hmm.
It'll almost be all the way out to Liberty Square, and before you know it, you're already up to the building. So it moves relatively quickly. So
it's like Pirates. Like I would wait. So Pirates is probably in Magic Kingdom and all of Walt Disney World, probably right up there with like Avatar, right? So Pirates for me is my favorite. And I think that queue lends itself to a long wait time. There's, even when you're just in the first building part and you're going through the different chains, right? But then once you get inside to all the different nooks and crannies of Pirates and guns on the wall and cannons and things that you can look at and touch, and
it's setting you up for the ride. Each little section of the wait line, as you go through the queue, it's all kind of, geared to get you in that kind of mindset.
Yeah, definitely.
Get the feelings right before you go down that little slide, and you're in it. Oh,
Pirates is my second favorite ride.
Gunpowder and stuff.
It is my second favorite.
Yeah,
I can't miss it. I don't want to miss it any trip. You know what I mean? It's one of those things, and it is. It's kind of like a little bit of nostalgia, a little bit of the fun, aspect of it. I like pirate stuff, but so Pirates, I would probably wait 90 minutes. I would.
That's right around where I would. Right, I would do. I'm sure Colton would be whining, but I'd say suck it up, Buttercup.
Yeah.
And if it's down, we could go ride something else and then come back.
Come right back. Yeah, exactly.
Typically how we do it. So.
Yeah. Let's say. All right. How about Tower of Terror? What's the longest do you see yourself waiting? You're not a tower person.
No. Mike won't wait at all. He'll never even go in.
No, I'll wait on the bench outside, out in the between that and Rock and Roller Coaster. Yeah, I don't.
Right. You're not doing that. Okay.
No, I'm not doing that. I used to be able to do it. Now I no longer can. So.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a hard one for me because I do really love it, and I would go on it more. Rowan won't do it, and Mike won't do it. So if it's
So
just
you gotta
the
do it.
three of us, I'd have to do it by myself. And I'm like, well, no, I'm not doing it.
Right. You have to hop
So
on single rider though. I mean,
true. I never really thought about that, but
Fast then.
I don't know
yeah.
that I would wait that long for Tower of Terror. Maybe 45 minutes. Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it would depend
Yeah.
on the
30
day
minutes,
too. I think.
45 minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
Then me and Rowan will go back down the street there and get
Yeah.
ice cream.
Oh yeah. Well, that
sure.
whole strip there has got some great places to grab, some snacks and stuff. So
Snackies.
Snackies.
Sure.
Now you got the villain show back there, so you can go catch the villain show.
Yeah.
That's gonna be awesome.
Right. I would do 30 minutes, 45 minutes for Tower. We're trying to convince Colton to do it this upcoming July because he had swore he would never do it, but now he's leaning towards, okay, I'll get on it again. But yeah. And Kim and Colton have never been on Aerosmith. So maybe we can get them on this trip coming up.
Good luck. I hope that they do it. Rowan did it, and he was like, never again.
No? Yeah.
Before they turn that into the Muppets.
Oh,
It's
yeah, that's
still
right.
the same.
It's going to turn in, Rock and Roller Coaster is going to turn into some, I forget what it's called,
It's just
Muppets
like the Muppets
Adventure or
and stuff,
something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Take
I
Muppets
would
away
wait.
and they go somewhere else.
You can't get rid of it, man. It's
Can't
like
get
a
rid
bad
of them,
disease.
Exactly.
No, it's like a bad rash. It just pops up somewhere
It's
else.
gonna come somewhere else, man.
That's it. I know you were happy about Muppets 3D going away, but then it just popped up somewhere else.
It's gonna become something else. Yeah.
It's like whack-a-mole. David tries to hit it, get it to disappear, and it pops up somewhere else. So
I gotta talk to Josh tomorrow about this.
I liked I liked Rock and Roller Coaster. I always did.
Yeah.
So the only thing is I haven't been on it since they just refurbished it, and I'm really hoping I can get Rowan on it because I do like it. The only thing I hated about it was how they had the what is it, that thing that they put over, to keep you in.
Right.
It was
Crossbar,
it always sat right here on my head. And I bang. My ears would die. It would kill my head. And I had a really bad headache after I left there. My ears hurt. And I was like, why are these right here? I mean, I get why, but like there's other roller coasters that go upside down and stuff like that. And they're not right there. Right. They're down here, I don't know. Yeah. And they said that one, they did change that they made that part smoother, like where it doesn't hurt your. So I'm really hoping, but again, no, Mike won't go on it with me, so it will have to be wrong. Yeah, that's true. I might try.
You get bike pretty quick in those. When I watch vlogs and Paging Mr. Morrow, he does it all the time for Expedition Everest, and he's on in no time. So, yeah.
But not like, I'm not wrong by saying not every single ride has single rider.
I don't think everyone does, but I know they do. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I'll have to try it if everyone doesn't go on with me.
I know.
I'm trying to get him to open his horizons a little too, like you are with Colton, but I know it is. It's a fear thing for him, so I can't blame him.
And sometimes, you're able to convince, and sometimes not. But then it's and then they do it, and they're like, "Oh, that wasn't bad," or "Never again," or whatever the experience is. But we were laughing earlier because Kim made baked ziti, and Colton would never eat pasta with sauce on it. It was always noodles with butter. So. She made it, and she's like, I get him to try it. And I'm like, just tell him it's pizza pasta. It's basically the same thing. The noodles are the dough, and there's sauce and cheese on it. All you're doing is eating a reverse pizza. And so he grabbed a big scoop tonight. He's like, pizza pasta, so it's just.
Did he like it?
He's been eating it ever since,
great.
We convinced him, but so it's he loves it now. And it's
sometimes you just have to phrase it a certain way. Right. You have to make it sound appealing to them,
You got to put it in their world, and that's sometimes it's hard to fit it in there, but yeah.
Well, Rowan just saw a video of this ride that was like a human Hot Wheels thing. Yeah. So he was like, "Oh, I'd totally do that. That'd be so cool." And I was like, "What?" You won't do like
Right.
Rock and Roller Coaster or any of these things with me at Disney or any roller coasters, but you'll do that. And he's like,
Right.
well, it's not the same. I'm like, it kind of is though, Rowan. And so I'm
It's
trying to like convince him.
isn't there like an RC racer at one of the Disneylands or something like that? Maybe the one in Paris or something like that.
Maybe,
Oh, it's
yeah.
in Toy Story Land. It's RC Racer, and it goes on that orange track, but it's the one that kind of goes back and forth. But yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But if it's up their alley, it's up their
Yeah.
alley.
Exactly.
Yeah. Lily says
You
her
got-
husband
you got
did
us.
single rider. Oh wow! It took as long as it would have gotten a regular line. Okay, so maybe single rider doesn't always work. Boo. Let's think of
I know
some.
some rides they'll call. If you're a single rider, they'll ask, and then they'll move you
Right.
up to because they'll have another single rider, and they'll grab somebody, and they'll just bring them up front so that they can go. So if they've got a single rider up toward the front, you're toward the back, and they'll be like, "You single rider?" Say, "Yeah."
It's a win-win,
They'll fit you
because
in. So.
yeah, they need to fill a space, right? And they need
Mm-hmm.
to empty out a line quicker. And the people that do single rider, that's how you get to take advantage of it. So the ride's not running empty. You're not running it without spaces. You're actually shortening the ride by doing that. It's always fun too. Like, and it happens a lot on Flight of Passage. It's like you're waiting in line. It's like party of 3 or party of, and you see how excited the people get when they're like, party of 3,
Yeah.
And you walk on by and tell everybody, like, I'm a party of 3.
Yeah.
Suckers.
Right, exactly. Yeah, party of 5. You're like, yoo-hoo, pays to have several kids.
We had that on what was that what's the Millennium Falcon ride? Smuggler's Run. Yeah, it was just the 3 of us, and there was somebody else in there that had 3 also. We just did it with them.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's still a fun experience. I mean, I guess it's more fun if you get the pilot or shoot, but to me, just being on that is fun. Even to watch the other people, especially strangers, like doing it for the first time and trying to pilot or shoot and stuff, and they're like,
they're
panicking and hitting buttons or whatever.
And if you're like a complete Star Wars nerd, then your first time, it's like, if you've watched every movie and you've read all the books and you really know Star Wars really, really well, it's like every kid that saw every one of these movies from the 70s to current wanted to be Han Solo at one point in their life or another, right? Yeah, you wanted to pilot. You wanted to pull the light speed lever. Well, I remember, I'll never forget the first time we went on there, I had to be a pilot. Like, I would have ran little kids over to pull light speed lever. She's like, it's just a ride. And I looked at her, I'm like, no, it's not just a ride. You don't even understand what you're saying right now. I wanted to do this my whole life. You know what I mean? To you, it's just a ride. To me, it's not.
He's like, I've waited 40 years to ride this.
Exactly.
Seriously. Well, because when you were like,
you just sit in the back and be a engineer or whatever the heck.
Yeah, you just hit the flashing button. I'm hitting the light speed.
Go sit in the cargo hold or whatever.
You're little and you see those movies and you live it. And then when you got older and you were smart enough to kind of think, and you started talking like with your friends and stuff, you're like, could you imagine if they built like a real Millennium Falcon or a real and then Disney goes and does it. And you get that opportunity.
It's the closest thing to actually ever having to be in the real thing, flying the real thing. It's the closest thing you're ever going to get to it.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and I would wait longer to ride Smuggler's Run than I would Rise. I don't know where you guys fall on that, but for me, Smuggler's Run is more fun.
Yeah, it's because you're actually one of the characters from the movie. Where Rise is kind of you're watching it from your seat, which to me I think is so cool. I think Rise is one of the best rides that as far as how it's done.
Right. Yeah.
I think it's fantastic, but Smuggler's Run has a certain piece of my heart that I really like. So
yeah.
So what's the time limits for you, David, for those two, Smugglers and Rise?
I would wait longer. I'd probably do an hour and a half for Smugglers and an hour for Rise.
Yeah, I would say that's probably me too.
Yeah. At Smuggler's Run, that queue is, I mean, I know Rises as well, but Smuggler's Run, it's pretty neat as well. You're walking through all that stuff. So, I mean, to me, Rise just didn't blow me away when I first rode it. I continue to do it and I enjoy it. I just thought, I guess it's like, what's the hotel they built, that Star Wars? It's kind of like a letdown to me, like a little bit like, I don't know, people blew it up and they're like, it's better than Flight. I'm like, it's nowhere near Flight of Passage. It's not
No,
even
yeah.
like
No,
close to
No way.
Flight of Passage for me.
no way. See, to me,
You know?
like
No, I
when
won't
you
try
first
on
walk
Rise.
in and when you go on Rise and you see all the stormtroopers,
Yeah.
it's just that right there was like almost like an emotional moment. I want to say, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It really
That
kind of
reveal
like,
is really neat.
yeah, for sure. The first time I saw it, I was like, holy cow, this is crazy. And then when you move and you see the AT-ATs and you move up like this, and as soon as, I don't know if you think this way, but as soon as you move up and you're on a ride for the first time, you're moving up like this, you're coming back down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just, my mind is kind of geared that way to overthink stuff like that. So I go up 30 feet, I know I'm coming down 30 feet. I don't know what speed, but not to destroy it for other people that haven't been on it, but you only go about 8 feet, 10 feet pretty fast. Pretty quick.
It's a comfy drop too.
Yeah, for sure. It's not like a full-fledged Tower of Terror drop to your death type thing.
Yeah.
I do think I'd wait, because I have done this, longer for Rise if I have people in my party that's never done it before.
Yeah,
For sure.
because that makes it more exciting.
I like to see their reactions on those things. But if if everyone in our party has already done it once, I wouldn't wait as long. I'd probably, same as you, probably maybe an hour, and then that would be it. And I would wait an hour and a half probably for Smuggler's Run.
Yeah.
Rise always has such a big one.
Oh,
it's always huge. It's like
people talk it up, like, and that's what I'm like. The line doesn't. It's like Peter Pan. You're like, I don't understand, like, why the line is so long. Like, okay, it's fun. It's fun. It's a good ride, but to me, the line does not live up.
Justify the ride, right?
It doesn't. Yeah, right. I could see why Flight of Passage, people rope drop Flight of Passage. People wait that long for it.
Maybe that's the thing I think we should do.
Rope drop.
Maybe that'll be better. Yeah. Before I get any food or anything in my stomach, straight to the ride, then drink coffee, then eat breakfast.
Skip the pork, right?
Yeah, skip everything. Just go straight to it. No coffee, no nothing. Get right to it.
Get on that sucker. Right.
Is there any rides that you would not wait at all? Like where you'd be like, I'm not waiting, and where other people would?
Figment. It's imagination, right? Yeah. So like maybe 5 minutes. Definitely not. Living with the Land, I would wait for because I love it. But you generally,
I like that too. Yeah. I like that too. I think it's cool.
Yeah, it doesn't get boring to me. And that song at the end is a jammer.
So Soarin', I will say, I love Soarin', but I absolutely loathe Soarin's queue.
Yeah, it's not.
It is the most boring queue, even though they have like the little quizzes and stuff on the thing, and you can get on your phone and you can interact with it. It's just so bland and boring, and it's like, oh my god.
No, I know. I saw something the other day too. Somebody was talking about the queue and what it's designed to do, and how it's like in the beginning it's made up of this textile, and then it goes into metals, and it's like it's getting you. I'm like, I don't care. I feel like I'm in a prison. Kind of waiting there, and then you get down into those hallways, and they don't move sometimes. So you're right. Yeah, and then they put you in like an actual cage. Like literally at the end before you go in, you're just in a cage, like like
an animal.
Handmaid's Tale. Yeah, what am I?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, what is going on?
Yeah,
here?
I can't stand it either.
Yeah,
but I really do love the ride. Like
the ride. Yeah,
I just like love it, but it's like it makes me so mad that I have to wait. And it's like, so I'll burn a lightning lane for that, even though is not probably my
Just not
favorite
to
thing to
wait.
do. But
Yeah.
I cannot stand the line. I cannot stand it.
No. I mean, I would say Figment, Carousel of Progress, like I'll do them, but I'm not going to wait.
Carousel of
you know?
Progress. I'm not waiting 2 minutes. If
Yeah.
I can't walk
Yeah.
right in that,
Right. If it's
goodbye.
not a walk on, right, we're not doing it.
And I'm only walking onto it because it's like 50 degrees in there when it's 110 outside. That's the only reason I'm getting on Carousel of Progress.
I need to do something before something else, or before, to waste time or get out of the sun or the rain.
Or take a nap.
Yeah. So you do it. What
I might wait like Space Mountain. I might wait maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes maybe. But
I ain't going on that ever again.
Scares the hell out of me. Yeah. It not only makes my vertigo go like, kick in, but it just scares that ride scares me.
It puts me straight to like spinal compression or something.
Yeah.
Like it blows my back out. I mean, I can't even.
Yeah.
We went on a trip. Not to get into this again, but I went. No, it's not really. We went on. I've gotten into this a few times, but we went for what was it, 8 days, 9 days?
Yeah.
The very first day, first ride, I got on that. Done.
He was done for the entire trip.
For the entire trip. I'm talking like I couldn't get on a single ride. I walked around like somebody, like I had a steel rod in my back and both my legs were broken. It was. I walked around like I had 100-pound backpack on.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. At that point,
9
you
days.
need like muscle relaxers and like steroids or something to like get that swelling down. Because I mean that too, but it's just like I come off it also sore like in my neck because I feel like I'm going to get decapitated on it. And so I go down into like a turtle and like a turtley and like.
Well, you could go like this and you're not going to hit it.
But it doesn't feel like that to me because it's dark, and you
could see the beam.
Yeah,
you could see the beams as you cross underneath them, just like a shadow of a beam. Because I've ridden that where the lights were actually on that ride.
Right,
they actually had the lights on. I don't know for what reason. Maybe for like maintenance or something, or somebody was doing something in there, but they were actually had the lights on.
Yeah.
And it's then it's not so bad because at least you can kind of see what's coming. So you can like move your body a little bit. You know what I mean? Yeah. If you're holding onto the seat in front of you, you can kind of like lean your body instead of it jerking your neck or back or you know what I mean? So you can kind of like prepare for some of these turns and stuff where
I'm going to take a bunch of motion sickness medicine and ride it this trip. Because Colton absolutely loves it. And Kim goes on and she's like, oh, you're lucky. You get to sit on the bench. I got this thing. She like
I stayed on the bench for 9 days after that ride. So
she comes on and she's like, I hate it. Yeah, she's not happy either about it. She's like, because it scares her too. It's like it just feels like you're gonna die on that ride. Oh man. Well, we covered a lot of ground tonight. And talked about several different topics and some new things coming. And then how long would you wait? I guess the question is for people that are going to listen back or rewatch, let us know how long you would wait, I guess, for your favorite attraction, or how long is too long. How long would what's something you wouldn't wait for? Like Becky asked, what's something you just wouldn't even wait longer than 5 minutes for? Lily, thank you very much for tuning in tonight and always tuning in. I think, let's see, any plans next Saturday? Not that I know of, so I'm pretty sure there'll be a show next Saturday. Probably discuss, what was the topic going to be? Like we were saying, one and dones, right? Or like flops, basically Space 220. But what's a one and done, or we'll come up, with whatever the topic name was. Something like that. But whatever it is, we'll have a topic. And thanks to Mike and Becky for joining. And thanks to everybody tuning in. Catch that new podcast episode that's out. And let's find our outro. I got to get better at finding these buttons.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Have a great night. I'll see you next weekend.
Have a good weekend.